Meek Mill is catching strays again after leaked audio came out showing him and Diddy being sexually involved with each other. Is Meek Mill really gay, and did Diddy really use him at one of his freak-off parties?
If you got someone, don't you love when I come around?
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Philadelphia rapper Meek Mill is under fire after his name was brought up in connection with Diddy and ex-producer Lil Rod's lawsuit. In his lawsuit, Lil Rod says that he allegedly witnessed Diddy being involved with a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj, performed at the Super Bowl, and had a successful Vegas residency. Who could that rapper be? Well, fans seem to think it's Meek Mill, and Meek himself has all but confirmed it.
He lived with Combs for a year and witnessed what he claimed was not only debauchery, but also illegal activity. In his lawsuit, Jones names some very well-known celebrities like Cuba Gooding Jr., who he claims sexually assaulted him on a yacht that Combs had rented for a holiday cruise in 2022. Other celebrities' names are redacted from the suit. For example, the lawsuit reads, quote, rapper redacted on Mr. Combs' yacht consorting with underage girls, sex workers. Then in a footnote it says, he is a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. Now, based on that, online sleuths quickly deduced that that suit was likely talking about Meek Mill. He dated Nicki Minaj for a couple of years between 2015 and 2017, and he was her opening act on a world tour. Once people decided that the lawsuit was referring to Meek Mill, these rumors started to circulate about his possible involvement or participation in Combs' activities.
It's not just the lawsuit that shows Meek being involved in shady stuff. Fans started digging into Meek's past and found photos of Meek and Diddy showing up to parties holding hands and dressed like a couple. Now, you can say that this doesn't really prove anything, but again, Meek claims to be a real gangster who allegedly runs the streets. Gangsters don't really match dresses with other men and call them daddy.
Close when he offered to take you shopping.
Yeah, you see, now Meek is in the same shirt. He's out there in the same shirt. This is not Photoshop.
Shit.
This is really happening. I'm just saying to you. No, stop it, man. You set that up. Look, you set that up. He's in the same shirt.
What do you mean he's in the same shirt?
Well, obviously was not offended by what I was offended by. This is what I'm saying, bro. Like you go, I'm like, nah, it was odd. Like, this is some of the things that people say. Like, girls, guys may say to a girl, you know, like, let me take a shot. See?
Damn.
They found it that quick.
Back in November, Meek released a video publicly distancing himself from Diddy and saying, "No Diddy gang." All of this made Meek look even more suspicious. Meek has been tweeting about Diddy since the second his name came up. Other celebrities were named, but none of them were as paranoid as Meek. Is Meek doing all this because he has something to hide?
What's up?
Yeah, y'all already know how we playing out this motherfucker. This real life.
Real life shit,
nigga,
yeah.
no Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life. Don't ever disrespect me, you
Talk
heard?
that shit, Meek. Yeah, Meek.
Meek Mill himself has been vocal about his name being brought up alongside allegations of abuse, drug use, sex with underage girls. He has claimed online that his success in the industry, as well as his work to reform the criminal justice system, has made him a target. And Meek Mill is very active on X, formerly Twitter. He has voiced his thoughts about the lawsuit as well as the rumors. In September, he tweeted, quote, "From the streets of Philly to becoming a millionaire to helping reform the system to bridging a gap of billionaires to interacting with the rap culture that results in success. It's a lot of people hating on me on the low. They don't play with guns, they do campaigns." And he also tweeted several times about the rumors surrounding his sexuality. For example, one tweet reads, "I have the right to say I ain't gay, and I'll trash anybody that play with my manhood, LOL." Then earlier this week, he put an offer on the table, a $100,000 reward for anyone who can figure out how he got named in Rodney Jones' lawsuit in the first place. He tweeted, "I want to hire an investigative team $100K cash to find out every specific detail involving Meek Mill named to Diddy case. I also want them to look at who is powering the media involving Meek, anything to do with Buddy." And then in quotes, "something not right." And then he followed that up minutes later with, "The streets know what's up with me. That's not the case. We talking about business side, somebody powering these bad campaigns with Meek Mill. Again, I got $100K for a thorough investigation of what's powering and how exactly my name connected.
Meek Mill claims that someone is running a smear campaign against him and trying to associate his name with Diddy. According to him, people just want to bring down black rappers, and he's going to find out who's behind everything. Meek tweeted saying, "I want to hire an investigative team, $100,000 cash, to find out every specific detail involving Meek Mill's name in the Diddy case. I also want them to look at who is powering the media involving Meek. Anything to do with Buddy, something's not right." Fans replied to the tweet saying, "We all know Meek Mill, Usher, and Diddy were doing threesomes, and he be twin. Where have you been with Diddy at every other freak-off? How does he not see the correlation?" Interestingly, Kanye West said the same thing about Diddy and how he believes people are just out to get black artists.
Yo, so let me explain to you why I stand by Puff. When I went against Adidas got my bank to freeze my accounts right before tax time. From the way I understand that, you evade taxes, you can go to prison. So I believe Adidas tried to put me in prison for not abiding by their contract. So watch this. Puff sues Diageo. A hotel video from 10 years earlier is put out. Now people don't like Puff. And then Diageo, they go in with the most insane media takedown I've ever seen, all the way to not just the media, but not allowing a person to get bombed for $50 million. There's people with actual murders that are at home on bond and not a $50 million bond.
Interestingly, industry insiders don't really agree with what Meek said. Diddy hasn't been proven guilty yet, and Meek abandoning him like this makes him look bad. Meek used to be best friends with Diddy, and for him to leave Diddy and claim that he was never friends with him in the first place shows just how bad the music industry really is. There are no friends in the industry, and everyone is only cool with each other as long as they're successful.
Well, Meek Mill had a video recently. He was walking around someplace, and he said, "No Diddy."
No Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life. Don't ever disrespect me, you heard?
That shit, Meek. Yeah, Meek.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you saw that?
No, I seen it.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can't really know Diddy your way out of that photo when you got the matching outfit with Puffy. You can't know Diddy your way out of that. But I guess it's a little disappointing is that it seemed like Meek Mill was an actual friend.
There's no friends in the industry, Vlad.
But it seemed like they were actually had a relationship.
It's no friends in the industry, Vlad. There ain't no friends in the industry. I think a lot of people, you see all the silence we hearing now? I think Ray J kind of said, even though Ray J's kind of going a little cuckoo recently. Love him. But here's there's a lot of people silent. And there's three reasons. One, they got some skeleton in their closet. They're like, let me not jump in because I don't want them to look at me. Two, some of them was at these parties and they may have freaked off a couple girls with Diddy.
Yeah.
And three,
or guys.
Yeah, or guys, right? And the third version is literally them trying to figure out, like, I don't want to be against this guy if he beats it. So everybody's been watching it. So they're watching it and they'll be like, shit.
A friendship, a real relationship.
Yeah.
But just recently,
Industry.
Interestingly, reports from a hotel manager who was responsible for Meek Mill's birthday party also suggest that Meek and Diddy really did have something going on. Allegedly, Meek and Diddy stayed in the same bed while they partied at the hotel, and housekeeping found used condoms and blood on the sheets in the morning. Gene Deal has also confirmed this and says that people in Philly have always known that Meek is gay.
The sheets were bloody.
Despite everything that has been coming out about Meek Mill, he still hasn't actually denied the claims. He's been talking about black rappers being targeted and about how people are out to get him, but not once has he actually denied any of the allegations. Big homie CC says this is because Meek knows that if he starts lying about Diddy, the feds are going to play the tapes. Meek Mill also had his Amazon account connected to his Twitter, and allegedly he bought a dildo which got posted on his X account.
Meek Mill had his Amazon account connected to his Twitter. The man on there buying dildos and it's getting posted to his Twitter account. I just purchased this 10-inch dildo.
These tapes are the only reason why so many celebrities have stayed quiet. They know that the feds caught them red-handed, and anything they say now can be used against them. Several attorneys have also confirmed that these tapes will be played in court. If you're caught on tape sexually abusing minors with Diddy, you're never getting out of jail. Diddy is trying to get this evidence withdrawn.
Now to Sean Diddy Combs, looking to suppress evidence in his federal trial. Senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky is back with the story. Good morning again, Aaron.
And to you, Michael, you'll remember federal agents from Homeland Security.
I'm not participating. Their response, we don't care. Get your ass on the stand.
Joe Rogan and Andrew Schultz have also discussed the allegations against Meek Mill. During a comedy special, Andrew Schultz said that Meek Mill is incredibly bad at trying to prove he's straight. If Meek Mill hadn't tweeted about Diddy so much, people would probably have forgotten about the lawsuit by now. Meek basically confirmed everything by talking about it and keeping it relevant. Meek Mill responded to this by saying, "The first time I laughed at being gay, but don't have *** with me in real life, I may swing."
Here we
All
go.
Right. So, you know how, like, well,
you know, we yelled at Kurt about this yesterday. He came in and he goes, P. Diddy definitely everybody and did this and raped everyone. And then we're like, well, how do you know? He's like, I read. Not really. It doesn't really mean anything. You're always reading somebody else's numbers.
So what is? But that's what you can do in comedy. That is enough to checkmate most comedians.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I read, and you go,
You're
he
not
does
wrong.
read. All right.
Yeah. Well, it's just a funny thing to say because you could also be like admitting the ridiculousness of it yourself while saying I read. You know, because it's kind of an admission. Like, I'm not there. I didn't go to the freak off.
Yeah, I want to hear somebody goes, I went to one of these parties, and man, P. Diddy was like, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go fuck Meek Mill in the butt. But, like, that's never going to happen. No one comes out and says
so
that.
if you're looking at that, what makes you conclude that he definitely was doing that?
Because he basically, the first time they ever met.
Why you be going at Meek Mill on social media then?
I love Meek.
No, you don't. You always talk about you love somebody.
I love Meek.
And be butchering them on.
When did I butcher him?
Man,
I love Meek. Meek, I love you. I'm the only one on social media saying he's not gay.
But you did say you have a hard time proving that you're straight, though.
I said he did a bad job of
yes.
it, which he laughed at. He laughed at the joke. He's like, this is the first time I laughed at somebody saying I'm funny.
You just like, so not as long as it's a name, you're gonna go back and forth with him, huh?
Yeah, if it's somebody if somebody's using me for my name, I'm not gonna go back and forth.
Right.
But if it's big enough that
right,
sure, I'll do it.
Right.
Also, if there's but Meek did nothing to me, by the way. Like, honestly, he's really innocent in all this. And I do support him. I do think that he gets an unfair shake. I think he gets, trolled a lot. And I think he's probably, a good guy.
Right.
So I always say leave Meek alone.
It's also possible that Meek might actually be called to testify against Diddy in the upcoming trial. We already know that the feds are looking into issuing a subpoena for Ashton Kutcher. Dozens of other witnesses who were close to Diddy could be called, and Meek is one of them.